Hey guys, what's going on? Sutledge here, and today we're going to be talking about the new Destiny Rising character, Helhest. Helhest is one of the coolest characters Destiny Rising has added so far with her arsenal of drones and her unique playstyle. And honestly, I'm loving it so far. So let's go ahead and take a look at her banner. So here's Helhest's banner, and right from the start, you're going to see how cool she is. She has 3 different kinds of drones, which we'll talk about in a little bit, but let's go ahead and take a look at her illustrations. Her multi-threading illustration comes with a sweet transmit effect. It is a crow style one called Rebirth. The take a seat illustration shows off that super sweet emote I was showing you guys from the beginning, where she deploys a drone that conveniently makes her a little seat. Her crow feather illustration is going to give you the sweet, unique crow feather ghost shell. Omen illustration is going to drop you the Omen Sparrow with a high turn skill. And here I'll show off the flame trail for you guys. Kind of standard like all the other ones. All right, so who is Helhest and why do we care about her and her abilities? This is her overview. She has a bow and a linear fusion rifle, which we'll talk about in just a second. Her relic abilities, let's go ahead and dig into these because this is really where she stands out and why I think she's going to be one of the top chosen characters. First off, she has data conversion. When boosting or healing drones, buff or heal allies, they also grant the assisted calculation effect for 20 seconds. Helhest herself will always have the assisted calculation effect. And this is a really cool, unique bonus because if you guys take a look on the assisted calculation, it just means that dealing damage to combatants also inflicts data analysis for 12 seconds. Now, the data analysis, when you look further, is when inflicted combatants are defeated, they drop 1 data fragment, which can stay on the ground for 60 seconds. These data fragments are generated, and they will automatically be absorbed by the nearest boosting drone or healing drone. They're then uploaded to Helhest's prosthetic to power her encrypted network. The efficiency at which encrypted network absorbs data fragments falls as the number of fireteam members increases to a minimum of 33%. The encrypted network can store up to 48 data fragments. When the encrypted network has accumulated more than 24 data fragments, Helhest can interact with the boosting healing drones and consume 24 data fragments to provide allies with a 70-meter radius with 1 heavy ammo brick. All right, so that was a lot of information. What does it mean? So basically, anytime you or your allies shoot a combatant, they're basically getting debuffed to drop a little data fragment, which I'll show you guys later on in the video. When they drop that data fragment, the drones will automatically pick up those data fragments and basically make heavy bricks out of them. Super automated process. You don't really have to do anything. It's a lot of words to basically say that the drones are super sweet and they're going to give you free heavy ammo. All right, so Helhest has 2 different kinds of drones that she can summon as her signature ability. She has the healing drone, and then she has the weapon damage increase drone. So I'll show you guys both of these in action. Honestly, I don't think the videos do a good job at showing them justice, so we'll skip those. Next for her other signature ability is the Salvo. So Salvo is like a wrist rocket. Think of it like the Mandalorians. And I'll read you guys here what it does. So when the volley is fired, Helhest prosthetic and all mini drones on the battlefield will fire 1 arc projectile at the reticle position. So basically where you're aiming at. Exploding on hit and dealing 400 arc damage to combatants within a 6-meter radius. If the max number of drones haven't been deployed, the arc projectile fired by the prosthetic will gain a damage bonus, dealing up to an additional 1,199.92 arc damage. Basically have all your drones on the field. The arc projectiles her prosthetic launches inflict confined for 3 seconds when they explode. Confined renders combatants immobile, and it truly does, like an electric web. The boosting drone's arc projectiles inflict arc residue for 3 seconds when they explode. Arc residue damages combatants over time, dealing 60 arc damage per second, and stacks up 4 times. The healing drone will fire a homing healing projectile after a short delay, granting the ally with the lowest health within a 70-meter radius the arc recovery effect for 3 seconds, which is truly just restoring 120 health per second, which can stack up to 4 times. I'll show you guys the video. It's kind of cool. Here it is in action. So she has their drones up and then the wrist rocket. And you guys will see how it makes that arc web. Now for the super. This thing is super sweet. Okay. All right. I didn't mean to say that. Helhest teleports a super drone from her base to the battlefield. The drone will follow her for 16 seconds. While the super drone is present, it will increase the damage bonus healing effects of boosting drone and the healing drone by 300%. And this works really, really good, especially in tight battles. The super drone will continuously mark the nearest combatant within a 70-meter radius. Helhest can move the mark by firing her weapon at a different enemy. And it will fire 20 arc rockets at them once every 2 seconds. Each rocket will deal 200 arc damage. So quick math there, 4,000 arc damage per 2 seconds. Additionally, the super drone will link to the ally with the lowest health within range, restoring 2,000 health per second. And so remember, the super drone is on there for 16 seconds. So you're looking at 32,000 health going to whichever ally has the lowest health within all the range. When the super drone is summoned, it will immediately trigger an auto fire effect from the boosting drone and the healing drone on the field. Afterwards, it will reduce the firing interval of their auto attacks by 50%. The super is really cool. And honestly, it makes a huge difference on the battlefield. I've already used Helhest for a lot of different end game-ish content, not necessarily like Grandmasters and things like that, because I haven't gotten her high up enough. But you will really see, especially later on in this video, where when I deploy the super drone, it just absolutely melts. For her relic traits, she has a short frequency activation. Deploying or upgrading a drone increases the damage bonus or healing potency of the boosting drone and healing drone on the field by 200% for 4 seconds. Repeatedly applying this effect extends the duration, and this trait will of course not take effect when the super drone is present. Relic trait 2 has the breakneck collaborator. Allies, including Helhest herself, gain 40% movement speed while within the range of a boosting drone or healing drone. This effect lasts for 8 seconds after leaving the drone's range. Relic trait 3 is highlights. Releasing the super drone upgrades the boosting drone or healing drone present to max level and refreshes their duration. Additionally, any boosting drone or healing drone deployed during this period will also be upgraded to its max level. I don't know if this really comes in handy. I really feel like I keep all my drones up at the maximum level, but I mean, I don't know. And then for the weapon mastery, when Helhest has salvo stacks, she is also considered to have the overclocked shot effect, making linear fusion rifles shots fired reload 1 round from their reserves. Okay, so this is really cool because whenever you look at what overclock shot is, it shortens bow draw time and linear fusion rifle charge time by 50%. Shots that hit combatants also deal an extra 15% arc damage. And additionally, when overclock shot is active, it grants weak spot lock-on within a small range while aiming down sight. With what I show you guys later, you will see why this is so huge and how much of a benefit it truly is for Queensbreaker. I'll go ahead and talk about artifacts now, just because this is also like a really big thing that I need people to really pay attention to for Helhest. Her unique artifacts that they granted are very beneficial, and you guys are going to see why. So let's go over them. The first one we're going to have is Inspiring Axion. For the perk, the wielder takes 32% less damage from sources more than 15 meters away while affected by both healing over time and allied damage bonus effects. So I know what you're thinking. Are the drones allies or are they summons? Because she's technically summoning them, but let me tell you guys, we have tested it in my Discord. I've tested it numerous times myself. The drones are allies. When you have the healing and you have the damage bonus from both of the drones, you will see that your damage that you're taking is substantially less when you're doing long range fights. The drones are absolutely counted as allies. They're not just considered summons. Resonating Axion. When the wielder is healed over time by their own abilities, which are also the drones, healing received is increased by 12% for 6 seconds. This will stack 5 times. A maximum of 1 stack can be gained every 2 seconds. Unite Axion, dealing 140% weapon damage bonus while being affected by an ally's damage bonus effects. And since I already told you guys that the bonus damage drone counts as an ally, not only are you getting the bonus weapon damage from that drone, you are also getting 140% weapon damage from this artifact. Lastly, the Confined Axion. When a combatant is confined, they take higher long-range weapon damage from the wielder for the next 10 seconds. Combatants take 36% damage at a range of more than 20 meters and 57.99% damage at a range of more than 30 meters. With the first Axion, it already shows you that you're going to want to be a little bit ways away because you're going to be taking a substantially less amount of damage. This now comes in with Confined Axion, that if you were able to use the wrist rocket on them and confine them, they're now going to be taking much more damage from you if you're at an increased range. We're looking here, it says to be 15 meters away to take less damage. You need to be 20 meters away to give them more damage. So I think somewhere between 20 meters and 30 meters, you're probably going to be in a good spot, especially if you're sniping with Queensbreaker. And I've looked at a lot of the different artifacts. This is absolutely the build I think people need to be focusing on for right now. These are just made for Helhest and they are working for me so well. All right, we'll go over the skill tree next. I was not super lucky, but I guess luckier than some to wind up with a good talent tree so far. So for the first one, rapid deployment now has 3 charges. When charges are at the max and Helhest deploys a boosting drone or healing drone, the drone will be directly upgraded to its maximum level. This is super convenient. Right now, my go-to, depending on it, is to usually drop the healing drone first and then take the damage one and then let the damage one charge up to 2. For a second one, while there are combatants inflicted with Helhest's own data analysis present, the encrypted network automatically generates 1 data fragment every 15 seconds, which is obviously huge because we're just making free heavy ammo without really doing anything. Overclock shots damage is increased by an additional 20%. That one's good. Not necessary, but good. Reduces the data fragments quantity needed to airdrop a heavy ammo brick to 16. This is huge. I absolutely want this. It's only going to increase my ammo economy. The number of salvo stacks granted after casting salvo abilities increased to 6. Remember how important salvo is, so of course we're going to want this, but again, not a necessity on this one. This one is the elite talent. Boosting drone or healing drone's max level is increased to level 3. Boosting drone and healing drones effective radius is increased by 50%. And additionally, when firing weapons to direct level 3 boosting drones or healing drones to fire volleys, they will now deal an additional increase of arc damage of up to 50% of the fired weapons damage. I don't even think I need to go into this, how necessary this is to make a fully fledged Helhest build. This is the absolute supreme talent. Of course, we've already seen it with Estella and Gwen that their level 6 talents are very, very good. But of course, Helhest is no different. So may the odds be ever in my favor. So I made it about halfway through recording this video when I realized something that I've been calling the linear fusion rifle Queensbreaker this whole time, and Destiny Rising actually changed the name. So that's my bad. Don't roast me in the comments, but I'm going to start with the bow. Bow that I've seen so far, the only mythic one that they have is Yoshimoto. It's an arc bow. It's cool. I got these 2 perks on it with the thumbs up, the ensured yields, which final blows grant the next magazine 75% damage after reloading. If no final blows were made with the previous magazine, then reloading will grant up to 45% damage based on the number of hits landed. So I think it's all right. I mean, it's a bow, so the magazine's always 1 arrow, so it is what it is. Annihilation, this weapon deals increased damage based on how low the target's health is, up to 45%. That's a good one. I like that one a lot. And then Paranoia on it was final blows grant 7% sprint speed for 5 seconds. It's okay. You know, it's not something that I plan on keeping. And I'm hoping they release a different mythic bow soon, because I got a few of these, and honestly, the rolls weren't that much different. And so for Queensbreaker, which is not Queensbreaker, Royal Contravene. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, or else you can roast me in the comments. Traits: wire rifle. Holding the reload button toggles this weapon's sights and changes its firing mode. And so right now I have the combat sights on it because it does a nice 3-round burst, which I absolutely love. It's a low zoom sight with a faster charge time and handling. How you can, however, switch it in the menu or by holding down reload. And if you switch to the long range sights, it's going to be the marksman sight, which is long range, slower charge time, but greater damage. It fires a single precision arc bolt that will chain to nearby targets and blind them on hit. So far, I did unlock the first exotic catalyst, which is nice because it grants an additional 20% precision damage, which has been huge. But in addition, you know, the small catalyst boosts are, you know, handling, draw time, accuracy, weapon damage, stability, things of that nature. And then as they level up, the catalyst band 1 will deal an additional 20% precision damage, and then the catalyst band 2 will grant 33% chain lightning damage, which is, you know, of course what we want, but that is so far away. I think we talked enough about Helhest. I'm going to go ahead and run you guys through a legendary campaign run. It's not all a flex of how fast I can make it through, or, you know, my strats during it. I'm literally just going to run it and talk to you guys while I'm talking through, and just kind of like explain the abilities, what I'm doing, and how I'm trying to just maximize how I'm playing Helhest while we run through this legendary campaign mission. All right, we're going to be starting off with the Mine Rescue legendary campaign, just heroic difficulty, because again, this is truly meant to just show you guys the abilities and kind of walk you guys through how she's meant to be played. All right, so right off the bat, I'm going to show you guys the volley here. So you'll see it makes that big red circle. Queensbreaker, again, I keep it in the rapid fire one. You'll see how it's absolutely just melting down things. And then I'll give you guys some precision shots with the bow just so you guys can see what that looks like. You'll notice the little blue data fragments. Those are the data analysis ones. Those are what's going to be making me my heavy ammo. So already you'll see that for this lower level content, the drones, because they stay in one stationary location, there's really not a use for them early off the bat, because I'm not going to just deploy them just for them to get picked back up. It is cool though, because you'll see here, if I drop my healing one, you can see the tether, you can see the radius for it if you step outside. See the little blue line on the edge there. And you also notice in the bottom right hand corner of my screen, the timer on it. And then as I leave the radius of it, you'll see that it's decreasing. And then it does return to me after it's gone. So this is going to be like the first good boss fight here. So I'll show you guys kind of like what I like to do. I always deploy my healing drone, and then I deploy my damage drone. You'll see both of them are there. You'll see my healing drone has a nice little glowing aura on it. That means that it's leveled up to the max, while my other one just doesn't have a normal one. It just looks like a DJI drone or whatever. So it's kind of just chilling there. So I can drop my volley again. It's going to do the red circle. The drones this time got to attack as well. And then for our precision Shinka, I'll go ahead and show you guys what that looks like. Good damage all around. You'll see that these guys are firing their little arc missiles at the side. I'm going to re-up my healing one because it's the lowest one right now. Although I should have boosted up my damage one. So now I got both of them going. I'm going to be staying in both the radius here. We'll go ahead and use our super. I'll switch in the third person so you guys can see it. Everything's kind of firing on all cylinders here. You'll see I'm not really doing anything. There we go. And look at that. So you'll see that I'm now able, I've generated enough data fragments to now make my little heavy brick. The drones are just sitting there like it's an Amazon package. I can go ahead and claim that. And boom. Free heavy ammo. So see, my drones return to me. I can launch them if I want to, but again, there's really no point whenever you're moving through these like transition periods, going from one boss fight to another. I mean, if you're in a pinch and you need some quick health, you know, drop a healing one. But other than that, there's really no point because they do not move with you. All right, I'll go ahead and place both of my drones down here. I'm going to upgrade the damage one this time because I'm going to go for some long-range precision shots. All right, so I got these guys out in the distance here. Let's go ahead and swap to my Queen's Breaker. I'm going to hold down my reload to switch my firing mode. And you'll see how it's different now than the 3-round burst. Again, out of range, drones get recalled. No big deal. We'll go here. I know some big enemies are about to come out, so I'll go ahead and throw out on my damage one. And my healing one, we're ready to go. Take that Shinka out first. Don't have to deal with him. I go back to my triple fire. It's so much more fun to do the triple fire. All right. All my drones are recalled, and we're going to go ahead and start working towards the big boss fight now. I drop a drone. Yes. All right, cool. So I did that only so I could see if I had free heavy ammo in it, and I do, which is nice. So I'll make sure that we have enough to take on the boss fight on the next one. All right, boss fight here. And I'll show you guys. We're going to drop our damage drones down. Drop our volley. Drop our big super drone. Game can't even keep up with what we're doing. And the boss fight's done. Now, obviously, a part of that is because of the damage delta that I'm able to do because this is only a heroic legendary campaign. But what you will note is that it was a very good melt. But yeah, I mean, that's how I like playing Helhest so far. Again, it's just a lot of keeping the summons up. It is nice that they do truly stay up for, you know, about 80 seconds each. So it's not like you have to constantly be managing it. The fight's usually over before you need to re-up the drones. You're going to be totally fine. And I have been able to do a lot of the expanse and kind of stay in the healing drone's aura, even though I was slightly under leveled. So the healing drone does do a very good job at keeping you alive. I strongly recommend Helhest. I hope you guys like the video. I hope you guys like my overview of it. If there's anything I should change in the next video, please let me know in the comments or shoot me a message on Discord @Sutlage. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoy Helhest, and good luck out there, Guardians.